Hey guys, Ryan here, and in this video I'm going to show you the best places you can ask for and receive help when gaming on Linux. So when it comes to the PC platform, there's no doubt at all that Windows is really the best operating system when it comes to gaming. Hardware will typically work out of the box, sometimes you may need to install a driver, but on the whole running games is as simple as downloading them, installing them and then pressing the big play button. In addition, almost all games will be developed with Windows in mind, since it is the single largest market share and also the largest potential return on investment for game developers. So in comparison, Linux is kind of a mixed bag. And although Proton and similar technologies has made it possible that most games originally developed for Windows will now work on Linux to some extent, the current reality is that sometimes you will have to get your hands dirty and do some tweaking in order to get some games to work. So in this particular video I'm going to cover 3 resources that I personally use when I'm troubleshooting running a Windows developed game on Linux. So the first resource is ProtonDB. This is a community effort to record user experiences using Valve's Proton within Steam. The concept is simple enough. You launch a game and you detail how well it ran using Proton, also covering what works and what does not work. ProtonDB does have a rating system which can sometimes be out of date, so instead what I'd recommend you do is have a look at the actual reports that people have written, as often they will include tweaks or at least a method that they carried out in order to get the game to work or to resolve a certain issue. Although this site is tailored towards Steam Proton, it can still be a reference for games purchased outside of Steam, especially if the same game is available on another launcher platform. For example, you could buy something like Dragon Age Inquisition on Origin Direct or through Steam. The steps covered on ProtonDB will still be relevant. All in all, I'd say that ProtonDB is a great resource. It's one of the first ones that I use when I'm troubleshooting running Windows developed games with Proton. So the second resource that I use is the Proton GitHub page, issues section, where they track the compatibility of games running with Proton. So to use this, all you need to do is search for the game that you're having problems with, and then check the thread to see if other people are experiencing the same issue as you. Now, unless this is a really obscure problem that's unique to your system, you'll normally find people will be suggesting solutions. Now, this particular feedback is very important as it actually dictates what games are given priority to be fixed in future releases of Proton. And of course, if no one has actually filled a report out yet about a certain game, then just create a new thread to make the developers at least aware of the game and any issues that you've come across. As a general rule, if I'm unable to resolve an issue using the information found on ProtonDB, this is the next logical place that I will look for, as you'll find that developers of Proton, as well as fellow Linux enthusiasts, will hang out here. I'd probably say about 9 times out of 10, most are willing to help you resolve your issues, assuming of course you provided some relevant information. Okay, so the final resource that I look at is Reddit, in particular the Linux gaming subreddit. Now, word of warning, unlike the previous 2 resources, this is a Reddit community, so you might get some less than helpful answers to your questions, especially if you don't provide any relevant information. So what I'm trying to say to you, if you want the best resolution, don't state something doesn't work without any context, as that's just not going to encourage people to help you. But if you have a detailed post about what is not working, what troubleshooting steps you've actually taken to try and resolve the issue, then you're much more likely to get a response. Also, do a search in the subreddit before you post, because chances are that someone will have asked the same question before and got a solution. I typically find that new users of Linux will often head to Reddit first since it's well known, but also make the mistake of creating posts with no relevant information, only just to be bombarded with sarcastic responses and then claim no one wants to help them. In other words, what I'm saying is do a little bit of homework beforehand and people will be much more likely to be able to help you. In conclusion, when it comes to gaming on Linux, it's not as simple as Windows, but luckily you do have a community of enthusiastic developers and Linux users ready to help you out. So with that, it brings this relatively short video to an end. Thanks for watching guys, and if you did find this video helpful, please do consider leaving a like, check out the rest of the content on the channel, and subscribe to support me. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.